Jubilees 6. And on the new moon of the third month, he went forth from the ark and built an altar on that mountain. And he made atonement for the earth, and took a kid and made atonement by its blood for all the guilt of the earth. For everything that had been on it had been destroyed, save those that were in the ark with Noah. Now, before I go too much further, there's many people that have said we never ever had sacrifices, or we never had a Torah up until the times of Moshe on Mount Sinai. Now, that, until you read the extra books, you may think that is true. But when you actually read all these extra books, the books that they left out of our 66-book Bible, you'll see that they were actually doing sacrifices prior to that. They were walking in the laws, statutes, and commands of our Father, and things of that nature. 3. And he placed the fat thereof on the altar, and he took an ox, and a goat, and a sheep, and kids, and salt, and a turtle dove, and the young of a dove, and placed a burnt sacrifice on the altar, and poured thereon an offering mingled with oil, and sprinkled wine, strewed frankincense over everything, and caused a goodly savor to arise, acceptable before Yahuwah. And Yahuwah smelled the goodly savor, and he cut a covenant with him, that there should not be any more a flood to destroy the earth, that all the days of the earth, seed time and harvest, should never cease, cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night should not change their order, nor cease forever. And you, increase ye and multiply upon the earth, and become many upon it, and be a blessing upon it. The fear of you and the dread of you I will inspire in everything that is on the earth and in the sea. And behold, I have given unto you all beasts, and all winged things, and everything that moves on the earth, and the fish in the waters, and all things for food, as the green herbs. I have given you all things to eat. But flesh, with the life thereof, with the blood, ye shall not eat. For the life of all flesh is in the blood, lest your blood of your lives be required. At the hand of every man, at the hand of every beast, will I require the blood of man. Whoso sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For the image of Elohim made he man. And you increase ye, and multiply on the earth. And Noah and his sons swore that they would not eat any blood that was in any flesh. And he cut a covenant before Yahuwah Elohim forever throughout all generations of the earth in this month. On this account he spoke to you, that you should cut a covenant with the children of Israel in this month upon the mountain with an oath, and that you should sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant which Yahuwah cut with them forever. And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat of any day any blood of beasts or birds or cattle during all the days of the earth. And the man who eats the blood of beasts or of cattle or of birds during all the days of the earth, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land. And do you command the children of your Israel to eat no blood, so that their names and their seed may be before Yahuwah Eloheinu continually. And for this Torah there is no limit of days. It is forever. They shall observe it throughout their generations, so that they may continue supplicating on your behalf with blood before the altar. Every day and at every time of morning and evening they shall seek forgiveness on your behalf perpetually before Yahuwah, that they may guard it and not be rooted out. And he gave to Noah and his sons a sign, that there should not again be a flood on the earth. He set his bow in the cloud for a sign of the eternal covenant, that there should not again be a flood on the earth to destroy it all the days of the earth. For this reason it is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets, that they should celebrate the feast of Shavuot in this month once a year, to renew the covenant every year. And there's a command, keep Shavuot. And this whole feast was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the days of Noah, 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years, till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham, and they ate blood. But Abraham observed it, and Yitzchak and Yaakov. So that's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And his children observed it up to your days, and in your days the children of your Israel forgot it until ye celebrated it anew on this mountain. And do you command the children of your Israel to observe this feast in all their generations for a commandment unto them? One day in the year, in this month, they shall celebrate the feast. For it is this feast of Shavuot, and the feast of first fruits, and of the wheat harvest. This feast is twofold, and of a double nature, according to what is written and engraven concerning it. Celebrate it. For I have written in the Sefer of the first Torah, in that which I have written for you, that you should celebrate it in its season, one day in the year, and I explained it to you. It sacrifices that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, one day in every year. And on the new moon of the first month, and on the new moon of the fourth month, and on the new moon of the seventh month, and on the new moon of the 10th month are the days of remembrance, and the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions of the year. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. And Noach ordained them for himself as feasts for the generations forever, so that they become thereby a memorial unto him. And on the new moon of the first month, he was bidden to make for himself an ark. And on that day, the earth became dry, and opened the ark and saw the earth. And on the new moon of the 4th month, the mouths of the depths of the abyss beneath were closed. And on the new moon of the 7th month, all the mouths of the abysses of the earth were open, and the waters began to descend into them. And on the new moon of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noach was glad. And on this account he ordained for himself as feasts for a memorial forever, and thus are they ordained. And they placed them on the heavenly tablets. Each had 13 weeks. From one to another passed their memorial, from the first to the second, and from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth. All of the days of the commandment will be 52 weeks of days, and these will make the entire year complete. Thus it is engraven or ordained on the heavenly tablets. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year, or from year to year. And command you the children of your Israel that they observe the years according to this reckoning, 364 days, and these will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts. For everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day, nor disturb any feasts. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order, and they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances. And all the children of Israel will forget, and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons, and seasons, and Shabbath. And they will go wrong as to the order of all the years. For I know from henceforth will declare it unto you, and it is not of my own devising, for the Sefer lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablets the division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feasts of the covenant, and walk according to the feasts of the other nations, after their error and after their ignorance. For there will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons, and comes in from year to year, 10 days too soon. For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order, and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day, and they will confound all the days, the holy and the unclean day and the holy, for they will go wrong as to months and Shavuot, and feasts and jubilees. For this reason I command and testify to you, that you may testify to them. For after your death, your children will disturb them, so that they will make the year 364 days only. And for this reason, they will go wrong as to the new moons and seasons and Shabbath and feasts, and they will eat all kinds of blood and all kinds of flesh. So even back in the days, we had a lot of commands, and there's a command that we should keep this 4 times a year, this observance day, because it's to keep us with our calendars right, and to not eat the blood, because life is absolutely in the blood. And that is why the Satanists love their blood. And this is why if you have a steak that is rare, you are eating the blood of the animals. There should be no blood in anything that you eat at all. That's it.